Well, hi everyone and welcome to the Harness Half Hour, of course proudly brought to you by Airpark Canterbury and HRNZ Marketing. I'm Jess Smith, and this week on the show we interviewed junior driver Alana Cameron after she recorded her first win last Friday night at Addington Raceway. We also provide Northern junior driver Nathan Delaney after he was successful at Cambridge last Thursday as well, bringing up career win number 7. And Philippa Hanley of Hanley Formula is with us to announce their sponsorship of the Australasian Young Drivers Championship to be held this coming December. And Richard Wilson is away this week, so James Renshaw will be joining us with this week's bookie update. But first, here are this week's harness headlines. Semi-finals for the Breeders' Crown were held over the weekend, with Kiwis putting their hands up well for a tilt at the Crown Finals this coming Saturday. Princess Tiffany bounced back to winning form in her heat, while Ray Green's Perfect Stride was successful in his heat also. And Kiwi trotter Ultimate Stride also qualified for his final well by winning at Maryborough last week. And Storm Prince picked up the first cup of the new season when winning the Airpark Canterbury Kura Cup on Sunday for trainer Paul Court and driver Blair Orange. The son of Stun and Cullen has now won 5 of his 23 career starts. Well, as we like to do on the podcast, it's time to celebrate another special moment in harness racing. This time it was the first winning drive for junior driver Alana Cameron, and Alana joins me now on the podcast. Congratulations, Alana. Have you come back down to earth?
Thank you so much. Yeah, I come back down pretty fast yesterday when I got a whip on.
Oh, no. It's all part of the learning curve, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
So can you tell us a bit about what emotions went through you when you were able to pick up that first win?
I didn't actually think I got it, to be fair. I sort of looked at Robbie and I wasn't sure, but then I heard on the speakers that I got it, and it was such a relief because I've been close enough a few times and the horse had been so unlucky, so it was really good to finally get the first one. It makes me relax a bit more out on the track now.
Yeah, and a bit of a special moment too with your partner Matt afterwards. It was pretty special for everyone involved, I'd imagine.
Yes, the boys were very excited that the horse finally won. But yeah, it was really good to get a win for Matt as well because he's been a big supporter.
Yeah, oh definitely. And just harking back to your background in harness racing, we recently did an article on the website, Alana, but your family has been involved for a long time, haven't they?
Yes, Mum was bred into the industry as well, and then Dad kind of got hooked in it through Mum, so had no choice but to like it, really.
Yeah, and for you too, you always took an interest, but when did you first know that you wanted to pursue harness racing as a career option, Alana?
When my horse, Hamo Art, started racing and he started going really good, then I got really, really attached to the industry.
Yeah.
And it helps that I don't like being inside all the time, so being outside with the horses all the time is always good.
Yeah. And you've taken a special interest too in the young stock side of things, breeding and preparing yearlings.
Yes, I like watching them perform and then become racehorses in the end, seeing them win races. It feels like it's really rewarding for me as a person, being dealing with them from when they were little to then being big racehorses.
Yeah, and you've seen one in particular recently go all the way through to the harness jewels that you've prepared.
Yes, Weezu's Bromac, and he's flying in Australia over at the Breeders' Crown too, which is fantastic to see.
Yeah.
Even more special because I worked with his mum at Michael House's when I was there, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And going forward, Alana, do you have any goals for the future? Will driving be the main focus, or will you continue to work with the young stock?
I will still continue to do yearlings, and I've got a broodmare myself with my mum and dad, so we're breeding her as well, so I will still be on the younger side of it, but at the moment driving will be my main focus.
Fantastic. And also you've got a little thing called the Cadet of the Year competition coming up too.
Yes, it seems to be a long, long wait till we find out who won.
How did you go in the final?
I won a couple of things. I was surprised I won pizza making because I cannot cook to save myself. And then being the only girl in the gymnastics sort of helped me because obviously girls are a bit more flexible than guys, so I won that one too, but I'm not sure about the rest of it, so we'll have to wait till the awards.
Yeah, and you're going to have a big support crew there with you on the night for the final?
Yes, there'll be a few of them there.
And what was the most challenging part of that? Was there any particular task that you had to do that you found trickier than others?
Not really. It was sort of more just the bookwork side of it, like remembering things.
Yeah.
I have a terrible memory.
Well,
it all went really well, and Georgie and Nat did a good job of organising it all, and we all had fun. So. That's the main thing.
That is the main thing. Well, Alana, thank you so much. I know you're a busy lady, so we'll let you get back to work, but thank you so much for your time. Good luck in the Catch Driver Cadet of the Year final, and congratulations again on that very special moment last week.
Thank you very much, Jess.
And in social media news this week, starting off with New Zealand, milestones on the HRNZ Facebook page this week, of course, feature first wins for junior drivers Simon Smith and Alana Cameron. Well done, you two. And also keep an eye on our Facebook page for regular race meeting preview videos, which are a new feature on the Facebook page. From Australia, you can keep up to date with the very latest news around the Breeders' Crown by following Adam Hamilton's news on the HRNZ website and also following Adam on Twitter. And you can follow Harness Racing Victoria on Facebook for videos and interviews around the Breeders' Crown also. And from the USA and Canada, for the first time, the Gold Cup and Saucer on Prince Edward Island in Canada the winner was trained by a female trainer. Heidi Gibbs prepared Kiwi-bred Rock Diamonds to win the $60,000 historic feature, which went off at midnight in Charlottetown on Sunday, New Zealand time. Of course, midnight local time for them. You can check out Harness Racing Update on Facebook for full information around the Gold Cup and Saucer. Well, one of the other drivers we're going to profile for the show this week is Nathan Delaney, who picked up a win last Thursday at Cambridge, of course, for Lutchen with Safrakova. And congratulations, Nathan, and that pickup drive really paying off with those driving instructions from Luck.
Hey, thank you for that. No, they are. Luck's got some nice horses there, and his instructions are pretty simple, really. Just go to the front, don't hand up.
Exactly, and he does breed a pretty tough breed, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He's always had those nice, strong horses. He's pretty genuine with his trotters.
Yeah, definitely. And Nathan, you've now picked up 7 driving wins in your career. Was it always a goal for you to get involved in harness racing? How did that come about?
Well, no, it wasn't really. I didn't really know much about harness racing when I was a kid. Didn't have much to do with it, really. And I was probably to about age of 13. My mum started working for Paulette Screen just as a morning job. She didn't really have anything to do with horses before that either, so it was a big step up for us, like not knowing much about horses and what we're going to do and where we're going to go from it.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty lucky to be where I am right now.
Yeah. So Nathan, did you, through your mother's involvement, did you tag along or how did you actually start to take an interest in it?
Well, I didn't really tag along. I was really just sitting in the car more likely, and Paulette Screen said to me, hey, I'll get you a drive on one of these ponies and check how you like it. Just something different since I wasn't going to school or anything.
Yeah.
So I took the opportunity while it came, and it just took off from there, really.
Wow. And what do you think it was about harness racing that really got you interested in it? Was it being one-on-one with the animal, or was it the buzz of driving them? What was it that attracted you to it, do you think?
I'd say it was more one-on-one with the animal. Like, gets me very calm.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm usually more of a grumpy guy, but when I come around, the horses just made me real chill.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was just like different me, really.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that's remarkable, because a lot of people do say, don't they, that horses have this therapeutic side of them that can really, really help people.
Yes.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so how did you then take the step, Nathan, to look at harness racing as a career? Where did you start working out in the stables?
So my sister, after my mum got a job at Paulette's, my sister got a job at Jeff Smalls.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just helping out around there at the yards, really, just picking out boxes and stuff like that, and cleaning Paulette's gear.
Good stuff.
And Ray Green came up to me to the races one day. I actually went in one night, and he said to me if I wanted a job, just go over there and check how it is, check everything out, and see what you want to do, really.
Yeah, yeah. And now you're working with Barry Purdon, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. How did that come about, Nathan?
I actually came back from Australia. I was working at Aaron Baines in Adelaide.
Yep.
I came back to New Zealand. I didn't really like it over there. Wasn't my cup of tea. So I came back to work with Mum. She moved to Shane and Logan Hollis.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty good trainers. And I worked there for about 2 weeks. And then Peter Blanchard asked me if I wanted to go help him out for a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and go work over there. And then I got a text from Zach. He seen me on the track and he said if I wanted to go work at Barry's. And I wasn't really doing much then, just helping Peter Blanchard out. So I took the opportunity while it came.
Yeah, yeah. Gee, that would be an amazing experience to, get into a stable like that and the huge amount of opportunities you'd be able to get from him.
Oh, there's plenty of opportunities coming up. Like, Barry is a great guy to work for, just learning everything.
Yeah.
Learning every day, really.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Scotty here too, he's been here for quite a while. Everyone here's a big help with my driving and outside of driving.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, that's really great that you're getting those opportunities, and really cool to hear, someone not from a harness racing background to be able to get such an amazing opportunity.
Yes, it is great.
Yeah.
From where I come from.
Yeah. So what would be your goals in the industry, Nathan, going forward?
I would like to drive more horses for different trainers, really, like getting a few outside drives.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Just being the best driver I can be.
Yeah. Oh, good on you. Well, I'm sure the word will get out, and the more winners you drive, the more people will take notice. So I'm sure you'll pick up a lot more drives going forward, Nathan. Thank you so much for your time, and congratulations. Just a great result for you.
Hey, thank you for that. Good talking to you.
Airpark Canterbury is Christchurch's only 24/7 privately owned off-site airport car parking. If you feel strongly about supporting privately owned business, support Airpark Canterbury. It's only a short drive to the airport in the Airpark Canterbury free shuttle. So if you want the cheapest parking option around, try Airpark Canterbury. Call 0800 Airpark or online at airparkcanterbury.co.nz.
There's always a park for me at Airpark Canterbury.
Well, on the Harness Half Hour this week, we are thrilled to be able to announce our naming sponsor for this year's Australasian Young Drivers Championship. And we are so happy to announce that Hanley Formula have come on board as naming sponsors. And joining me from Hanley Formula is Philippa Hanley herself. Philippa, thank you so much for your sponsorship of this great event.
Oh, no, that's cool, Jess. It's really awesome to be able to do something for the young people coming into the harness industry. So, no, we're really, really excited.
And in terms of the Hanley Formula, Philippa, can you tell us a bit about how that started?
It started off because I was working at Fonterra, and they were making really cool athlete formulas and hospital formulas so that everything, all the amino acids for a person were in one powder, and I got really excited about using it for sick animals first, and then athlete animals, obviously being the racehorses.
Yeah.
So I wanted Fonterra to do it for animals, and they didn't want to, but they were happy for me to do it myself, so which was really cool. So I've got a really good relationship with Fonterra, and I'm now a really good customer of theirs, and I just started there. It took a couple of years of no sales at all, where I was just giving the powder away, and I used to drive around the South Island just giving bags away, and I would get excited when somebody would feed their horse the Hanley formula, and I would go out and have a wild night out celebrating just because someone was feeding it. I've been going for 15 years now, and it was a lot of free product and disappointment, but in the end it came through, which is very cool.
Yeah, and the formula itself has such a wonderful reputation. Have you found that people are now more open-minded in terms of what they're putting into their athlete racehorses?
Yeah, protein had a really bad rap. People used to think that protein tied horses up and caused OCD, but now protein is just such an important component. I always say to people, fibre first, really big on feeding as much fibre as they can, and secondly is protein. So protein builds every single part of the animal. So people are fantastic now, and I think the biggest thing has been not me going up people's driveways, which I just don't do. It's been word of mouth, so somebody using it and it works. Because trainers are sick of, and owners, we're all sick of these products that come out that don't work, and they talk a big story, cost a fortune, and they just don't work. So we've been pretty cruisy and sat back and let the formula do the talking, and that has really worked. So it's an honest product. That's been a good, fresh approach for people.
Yeah, and I guess the proof is in the pudding, isn't it? Because if it wasn't working, you still wouldn't be in business.
Yeah, exactly. And so we make the formula better each season. So we keep adding stuff in. We're adding prebiotic, and we add stuff in for free. So I think you have to have that continual improvement. You can't just rest back and go, that's the product, that's done, let's make another product. We've just focused on making the Hanley formula better. So that's a big thing for us in development, and getting those amino acids up higher. So it's really cool. We've got lots of vets using it now, and they're letting their clients know. And the sick animals and the rescue horses are where my heart's at. So we've got a lot of we have a lot of rescue horses and sick horses, and we love taking those on because they just respond. You can see in a couple of days what it's doing, and that's really, really cool.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the rehoming and rescue, in terms of rehoming as well, you mentioned that's a massive passion of yours, and you've been very active in supporting the rehoming cause.
Yeah, I do. I have a lot to do with Jackie Laws. I think she does a great job with them, and we're only taking on a couple of horses at a time, but we're just making sure those horses are getting finished off correctly. I have a bit of a program in Geraldine where we send a horse through to Steve Houston and Kate Callahan, and they're top equestrian riders, and they just finish these horses off. So when you ride them, you're riding with your leg, and they're a different notch of horse, which is, they cost more to get broken in than what you'd sell them for, but they're giving the standardbreds a good name out there. So it's really important to me. I'd love to see owners putting a little bit of money aside when their horses win races for life after racing. I think we can all move towards that. I know in the States they do a lot where you tick a box when you register your horse, and some of the winnings can go towards rehoming. It's really cool to bring some of that stuff through, because they're just an easy pet. They run on the smell of an oily rag, and when you break them into saddle, they're an easier horse to ride than a thoroughbred. And I rode thoroughbreds when I was younger, but now I can't be bothered. I want to ride once every couple of months, and the horse is just going to be bomb-proof, and I can do what I want. And that sort of standardbreeders are really good like that. So.
Oh, exactly. And I know as a harness racing owner that you put money aside, as you say, you budget for the end of that horse's career to have it broken into saddle and rehomed.
Yeah, it's good, and I think there should be more standardbreds out. Like, there's some in the trekking places, but there's still a lot of homes, and there's still a lot of people that would go back to riding if they could ride a really cool standardbred. So I dropped one off the other day, and the girl was just stoked because she'd lost her confidence, and she just got on him. He hadn't been ridden for 6 months, and I didn't bother riding him because I knew how quiet he was, and he's just bomb-proof. And then you get a really cool response from the person just going, this horse, I can let my kids go on it. They're cool horses, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, they're phenomenal, and I think the word is, the secret's finally getting out now. They're starting to get a bit more accepted, aren't they?
Yes, they are, and there's some gorgeous ones. Like, some of the ones that people are showing, Like, there's some stunning. I mean, years ago they had the big Roman nose, and you had, a special person that liked them. But now they're so gorgeous. Like, you look at, some of the shadow plays, they're just stunning horses. So it's good if we all do our part for the showing and push that forward. And I mean, we can't. I rack my brains and my heart trying to find a way for every horse that's born that could have a home. And just in this small country, we can't. So. It's hard, but I think we just focus forward on what we can, all of us individually can do, and then it's a nicer industry to be in, and it's being honest about our side product, which is horses after racing, and it's just all getting together and having a heart, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of your ownership journey, as I mentioned, you like to look at the life after, but you've had quite a bit of success as an owner as well.
Yeah, a little. Just starting out as an owner, I've always just had one horse, and then I've cranked it up. Now I've got about 30 horses. So I think I've got about 50 horses all up, but about 30 that are around that are in training and doing stuff. But which is, I've got no kids. That's my excuse why I've got so many horses. But I've been really lucky with Boyd, Steve Boyd and John Boyd and Angela and their team that we've just fit in as a really good team. So I've been happy to grow my numbers, and I think I've had 9 wins since being with Steve and John Boyd, and I'm just can't believe it. It's just and they're just so genuine. We have a really good program with the horses, so I'm just really lucky to have them to look after me. So I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't have them, and that's not to this extent anyway. I just keep the 1 or 2 horses. So. Yeah.
Oh, well, Philippa, thank you so much. I know you're a busy lady and you've had to go and drive to get into cell reception to do this interview, so I'm very grateful for that. But more so, thank you for the work you're doing with Life After Racing, and thank you so much to Hanley Formula for supporting the Australasian Young Drivers Championship this year.
No, it's exciting. Thanks, Jess. It's awesome.
Hi, Razor here from Canterbury Rugby. When you need airport parking, choose a team that's on the ball. Meet at Airpark Canterbury and get their free Mercedes shuttle to drop you right off at the terminal. Airpark Canterbury have the cheapest 24/7 airport parking, and you'll never get left on the sidelines. Give Airpark Canterbury a try. airparkcanterbury.co.nz.
There's always a park for me at Airpark Canterbury.
Well, I don't know who approved his leave, but Richard Wilson is away for a couple of weeks. So kindly stepping into the fold once again is bookmaker James Renshaw from the New Zealand Racing Board. And James, how are things going up there for you and the team? You've been keeping busy?
Oh, trying to. It's pretty hard when old Richard's away. I think he's in the Maldives or something. He's had a couple of weeks off with the kids, so he deserves it. But we do miss him here.
Yeah, I think they call Southland the Maldives these days, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They're similar places, from what I hear anyway, from what he says.
Yeah, exactly. He'd never lead us astray. In terms of the week that's been, you've kindly gone through and had a look at the 3 harness meetings from last week. So how did punters go, James?
Yeah, not bad. It was a sort of game of 2 halves, really, with punters this week. Only a quiet week with 3 meetings, which started off at Cambridge on Thursday. And in fact, the race 1, Texas Tiger, short price favourite at $1.35, saluted and got punters off to a good start for the week. Biggest bets there were $2,000 at $1.40 and $1,500 at $1.35. They then come and got us in race 3 with I'm a Denny 2, which was supported late 12s into 9s, and we accepted a bet there late of $500 at 12. So that was very well supported and a bad result for us. Race 4, we were lucky and got some back with Keystone Cavalier beating the very well back Spitting Image, which was $4.40 into $3.90. A $3,000 bet at $4, unfortunately, just missed out there. And in the 8, Runkle beat Jason Teaser's value bet of the day, Jingle Broback, which was also well supported with punters. So a quiet start to the week, but a good start for us on Thursday.
Okay, and of course, Friday night we headed to Addington. How did they go there?
They started, not too bad. Race 2, I'm a Gigolo, was a short-priced favourite, kicking the night off well for multi-punters. Driven well by Matt Anderson, saluted at, I think we closed $1.50 and a $5,000 bet at $1.50 kicked off punters night well. They then stepped in race 5 and backed Port Alegre, which was well rated in front by Tim Williams and Fallon. we opened $2.40 into $1.75, so it was very well found, and a couple of big wagers, biggest one being $4,200 at $2.40 and a $2,000 bet at $2.10. So that was a pretty poor race for us there. Race 9, we managed to get some back with Minstrel Saluting. Fabrizio was one of the best back runners on the night, and unfortunately broke at the 600, which was good news for us. A couple of big bets there, $6,000 at $2.30 and $4,000 at $2, unfortunately going amiss. Moving on to the 10th race, though, punters managed to get some back. Mr. Ideal at $1.90 into $1.70, and $7,500 bet at $1.90, the biggest bet of the week, saluting there.
Gee, okay, well, they'll be feeling a bit happier about things after that, and of course the annual meeting, the Kura meeting held at Oamaru on Sunday, at least the weather conditions were nice down there, but how did you guys go?
Well, we were going all right until the last two races. Jess Rock and Roll King in the 9th from the Robert Dunn stables. They come very hard for that, $2.80 into $2.30, and $4,000 bet at $2.70 really kicked our guts in the 9th race of the day. And the best backed horse of the week, race 10, Rock at the Park for the Paul Kerr team. Gavin Smith rated the horse well in front and never looked like being beat. $4.20 we opened Saturday afternoon, and closing price was $2.60, and numerous four-figure bets there, the biggest being $3,200 at $3.20, so a bit of a kick in the guts for us late at the day on Sunday at Oamaru. Yeah,
fair to say as well, and I know it's a really popular meeting there too at Kura as well, with the Cup as well. Now, in terms of the week ahead, it's another busy one for you and your team, but there are some future markets on the TAB at the moment that people can get involved in.
Yep, we've got obviously the New Zealand Cup, the Dominion Trot, the Interdom Finals, the Free For All, and the Trotting Free For All open, and we opened the Side Stakes Final on Friday as well. So There's a lot for punters to delve their teeth into. Yep,
tab.co.nz, punters, if you want to go and check that out. James Renshaw, thank you so much for stepping up. It's a pleasure as always, and we might have you back on next week if Richard's still away.
Yeah, I think he may be back, which is fortunate for me because I'm really missing him.
yeah, you almost convinced me with that. Hey, James, thanks so much for your time as always.
I've got to keep on his good side, so...
And racing action this week on Thursday night, we've got Addington taking place on Thursday. Friday night we're at Alexandra Park, and Sunday Gore in Southland. And that is it for this week's Harness Half Hour. Thanks to Airpark Canterbury and HRNZ Marketing. Don't forget you can find us via the HRNZ website, the HRNZ Facebook page, on the Punters Lounge on tab.co.nz, on Spotify and iTunes. And a reminder too, if you're wanting to purchase tickets for the annual New Zealand Harness Racing Awards, you can find out full information on our website. That's www.hrnz.co.nz. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you again next week.